Every week we see you, you just enjoying new products.
I mean, you got to take these opportunities to test out stuff.
And see which one you like the best?
Yeah. This is something I've never done, which is test out stuff.
Well, a lot of people...
I ain't got time for that, but it's important.
A lot of people are like, they saw you wore Sailfish wetsuit in Oceanside. You also had a new Fusion kit. Do you get paid to do all this, or are you just, of course you're paid, but do you...
No, I didn't get paid to do either of those. I wish I did.
You're just testing product to see what you like the best.
That's correct. It's important. Can you do me up? Can you do me up?
Okay.
Wow, this looks good.
I've actually never worn a sleeved swim skin.
Lionel, you were originally meant to be racing next weekend.
Indeed. And that was not in the cards.
What wasn't?
Racing, again, that quickly.
Did you get sick though, too?
I got very sick. The night of the race, the night that, like after the race, I started to get a sore throat. And I mean, Aaron was sick all week. Like, I was like, there's no way I'm not getting sick. And then Levi started getting sick on like Thursday, the race was Saturday. And then I started getting sick on Saturday. And it seemed like it was gonna be good and quick. And I was like, oh, my diet and stuff is working really well. And then I got a cough and oh man, my lungs started filling up and whew, that was a rough one. I did one rep. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and do some activation. And I did 360 watts for 2 minutes and my fingertips were pulsating because I couldn't breathe.
I got it too. So did...
Everyone who encountered it got it.
Skipper got it.
From what I've heard. I want to race well. Yes. So, you know, I've learned this lesson before, quote unquote, learned it. But now I feel it. Like I really I feel the answer. Like last time we did this, had this plan was I did Michigan 70.3. Actually, I did Oregon 70.3, and then I went and did Milwaukee PTO race 2 weeks later. Stupidity. Raced horrible in the second race. Dumb. Then I did 70.3 Worlds 2 weeks after that, or 3 weeks after that. Then 3 weeks after that, Michigan 70.3. Then 1 week after that, Augusta 70.3. And you'll recall, I retired basically at the finish line of Augusta 70.3. I was like, this is stupid. I don't even know what I'm doing to myself. So I've already knew all of this stuff, but now I like deeply feel it. And that's a big difference this year that I'm finding is I'm not learning. I'm actually like feeling more.
In listening to your intuition.
I'm like, okay, I get it now, man. I get it. I get why we don't do that anymore. That's the big difference.
But what about the Pro Series? Because now you have to go to Cairns or Hamburg if you're wanting to do good in the Pro Series.
No, I don't want to do good in the Pro Series anymore. I don't care.
What does that mean?
It means exactly that. I don't need it. Don't get me wrong. Would I love to make $200,000? Absolutely. I have the honor and privilege that I don't need to chase after that money. So
but where are you
chase after performance?
But where are you going to qualify for Nice?
I'm already qualified for Nice out of Ironman Canada, which was a great decision to do that last year with hindsight.
Will you do an Ironman prior to?
I think it's important to do an Ironman for me to get a sense of where I'm at, because Oceanside gave me a sense of where I'm at relative to good guys, and I'm not there yet. I'm not where I need to be, and I need to get in one Ironman against some good guys in order to get a sense of where I'm at before I go to the Ironman World Championship. And so yes, I think it's an important part of the training to do one Ironman. 2 would be chasing money, and I don't think that's a good idea.
Will you go to Frankfurt or
Lake Placid?
Lake Placid?
Yeah, we'll do Lake Placid. It's a similar course too. It's got a lot of climbing, so it will give me a good check-in on my Nice preparation.
So is your focus not the Pro Series?
Originally, I thought I wanted to win the Pro Series, and that was like a motivation of mine, but then when I really get down to the thick of it, as to if that's actually a motivation of mine, what's the motivation of that?
Money?
Money. It's just purely money. I mean, who do you think of last year? And I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but when you're thinking about last year, Who do you think of, Patrick Lang or Greg Barnaby? Who comes to mind? Who had a successful year last year?
I would say Patrick Lang winning the World Championship.
That's no slight or anything, you know. Greg Barnaby's probably partying hard on that 200K, but
do you think that
at this stage, I asked myself, if I could do both, of course I would do both. I just don't know if it's smart, if it's good, if it's something I can do is both. I think doing 2 Ironmans before doing the World Championship and squeezing them together, it's not a great idea for me.
Tried to get sponsored by On.
not good enough?
Not good enough, unfortunately.
Maybe if you beat some of their athletes.
I know, I tried, but some of them forgot to bring a flat kit, so no.
You got lucky there.
Got lucky. Luck. A little bit of luck involved in every win, I promise you on that. You haven't thought about it very deeply if you don't believe there's a little bit of luck in every single one of your victories you've ever had. Every single one. For instance, Morgan Pearson wouldn't have won in Indian Wells whatever year if I was there. He got lucky I wasn't there.
Do you think you should train through illness? You've done it in the past. Why couldn't you have just trained through this in a race, Texas?
Because I'm 37 years old and I don't want to anymore. That's why.
Do you think you can train through illnesses?
I don't think you should train through illness. No, I don't think you should. But like any job, your boss starts calling you when you haven't been at work for 10, 12 days. And you're like, what? But I'm sick still. And your boss is like, guy, you're fine. It's time to come in. It's time to come in. You're not contagious anymore. You'll be okay. It's time to come in. And unfortunately, when you do this for a living, I mean, I lost quite a bit of fitness after Oceanside. I lost in the CTL, I lost 23 points in the CTL. Long story short, when you do something for a living and you've got to get back to making a living, you know, you gotta manage that. And so I don't recommend, if you don't do it for a living, that I would just let your body heal. You know, do what you got to do for your mental health. If exercise is an important piece of your mental health protocol, then absolutely do something. But you definitely don't need to be doing, or should be doing, intensity, which I didn't do any intensity. I did little micro doses of intensity. You know, that little 2-minuter I did at 360 watts was plenty when my fingertips were pulsating at the end. And then swimming, of course, is a real pain, because it's like if I take like a week off swimming, it's like taking a year off of swimming. Like, it's such a rhythm and timing based thing, especially when you don't have any talent. And so like I had to get back into the water and like cough my lungs out. I'm just thankful that I have like a pool that I can swim at where there was like nobody there, because I'm like coughing my lungs out, and the people who are suntanning are like, what is this guy doing? Literally every 25. Hacking my lungs out. But just trying to make a buck, you know. No other. I didn't really feel like I had any other choice in the matter. That's how it goes sometimes.
So now you're just getting back into a little easy run.
I did Wednesday. Today is Friday. Wednesday I did my first intensity day in all 3, which would have been, I believe, 11 days after Oceanside. So I took like 11 days of almost nothing.
It was gnarly sickness.
It was a rough one, yeah. Yeah, it was a rough one. And so that's the most respectful I've ever been of my body, basically by default, because I really couldn't do much. So, and yesterday or Wednesday didn't go very well either, because I felt still pretty hard to breathe. So I'm hoping tomorrow. Today's swim went pretty well. tomorrow will be 2 weeks, and hopefully I'm going to crack the bike hard, and then Sunday hopefully meet up with Sam Long and crack for a run workout on the track, and then hopefully we'll be back into it, and then we can build up. Hopefully, you know, my goal would be maybe to get 5 points higher in the CTL before the taper into St. George than it was into Oceanside. That's a tall task with basically 2.5 weeks training, but that means we're gonna have to load it up.
So what will the rest of your season look like?
I'm gonna do St. George, Eagleman. I know Christian's too scared to come race me in Eagleman, so I don't really count on him coming to race me in Eagleman because he knows what would happen, you know.
Just you and T. Foley
He's
then?
a little scared, so. But hey, I'd welcome it if he came.
He needs another 70.3.
He does need another 70.3. Maybe bring a flat kit this time, learn how to change it, practice a little bit before. And then Lake Placid, and then head to Europe for a bit, and then Nice, and then back home, and then concentrated block into Marbella, or Marbella.
And are you not going to do a big block into Indian Wells as well?
No.
I think the definitive...
We'll let Morgan have that one. All right, I'll see you.